From winning 6 Champions League titles to aiming for a storybook ending at Euro 2024, Toni Kroos' legacy is one of unshakable excellence and triumph. A Champions League trophy, a symbol of defiance and tactical brilliance, held aloft by a young Toni Kroos. This wasn't just the beginning of a glittering career, it was a prophecy. Fast forward and the final curtain falls on Kroos' legacy, not with a whimper, but with another Champions League trophy clutched in his arms. His hair might be a touch grayer, but his eyes still gleam with the same quiet intensity that guided him to World Cup glory in 2014. This is the story of Toni Kroos, the midfielder who defied expectations. He orchestrated victories from the shadows, a silent whiz wielding the power of a precise pass and a calculated mind. He redefined his position, proving that footballing brilliance can exist without the theatrics. His journey isn't a mere collection of silverware, it's a symphony of success that will continue to inspire future generations long after the final whistle blows on his remarkable career. Kroos' story isn't a rags to riches fairy tale. The game flowed through his veins from a young age. Unlike his more flamboyant generations, Kroos didn't seek the spotlight with dazzling tricks. His weapon of choice, the mind-bending pass, a surgical incision through the opponent's defense, leaving teammates with clear scoring opportunities. This wasn't about brute force, it was a calculated brilliance, a chess game played on the field where every move was meticulously planned. His early promise blossomed at Bayern Munich. Alongside Philipp Lahm, they formed a midfield telepathy that powered the Bavarians to domestic and continental glory. The 2013 Champions League triumph cemented his reputation as a rising star, but Kroos craved a bigger stage. Enter Real Madrid, the Galacticos of world football, a place where legends were made. Many questioned the move. Was Kroos, with his reserved demeanor, a good fit for the bright lights of the Bernabeu? The answer came swiftly and emphatically. Alongside Luka Modric and Casemiro, Kroos formed the midfield engine that propelled Real Madrid to an unprecedented reign of dominance. 4 Champions League titles in 5 years, a feat that defied logic and cemented their place as one of the greatest midfield trios in footballing history. But Kroos' influence went far beyond statistics, though his trophy haul is enough to make any player envious. His intelligence on the field was a marvel. He dictated the tempo, controlled the flow of the game, and unraveled defenses with his laser-like passes. He was the metronome, the silent maestro pulling the strings from the center of the park. Unlike the flashy orchestrators who demanded attention with every touch, Kroos operated in the shadows. His influence felt more than seen. His genius wasn't just about technical brilliance. He possessed an ice-cool temperament, thriving under the most intense pressure. Big games? No problem. He rose to the occasion, delivering clutch performances in countless Champions League finals and high-stakes matches. Remember his 2 goals against Brazil in the 2014 World Cup semi-final? A masterclass in composure and precision. Under the weight of expectation, on the biggest stage imaginable, Kroos delivered a performance that encapsulated his essence: calm, calculated, and lethal. Kroos' legacy extends far beyond the awards and trophies. He redefined the role of the deep-lying playmaker. In an era obsessed with dribblers and goal scorers, he showcased the importance of a player who controlled the game from the shadows, dictating the tempo and manipulating space with pinpoint passes. He became a role model for a generation of young midfielders, inspiring them to appreciate the art of the simple, effective pass, the value of tactical intelligence over flamboyant showmanship. Capping off his illustrious Real Madrid career with a victory against Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League final at Wembley Stadium, Toni Kroos now sets his sights on one final international hurrah. Toni Kroos is bowing out at the very top of the game, with the Champions League final as his career-ending game for Real Madrid and Euro 2024 set to be the same platform for the German national team. How far he and they go on home soil will dictate whether it's a fairy tale ending or not, but the Kroos legacy has already been written regardless. He bows out without dropping so much as a step down the ladder or losing his place in the team, and for Real Madrid it will create an enormous gap to fill next season and beyond. Kroos won his 6th Champions League, a remarkable feat that surpassed the total number of titles won by major teams like Barcelona, Chelsea and Manchester United. Toni Kroos' decision to retire might come as a surprise to some. Here's why. He's arguably been in the best form of his career and remains a crucial part of the team. However, this also highlights his desire to go out on a high note while still an elite performer. Looking at his achievements and the way he finished his club career with Real Madrid, it's hard to argue against his legendary status, but the statistics provided on his La Liga passing truly solidify his dominance as a playmaker. Kroos averaged nearly 95 accurate passes per 90 minutes, showcasing his exceptional control over Real Madrid's game throughout the season. This dominance is further emphasized by the significant gap between him and other players. No one else in the league even managed over 80 passes per 90, even excluding Barcelona and Real Madrid players entirely. The highest passes per 90 completed drops to 75. Adding to his mastery of distribution, Kroos' accuracy is also top-notch. Nearly 95% of his passes found their mark, a stat only rivaled by Frankie de Jong and Andreas Christensen, who still fell short of his mark. These statistics paint a clear picture. Toni Kroos is a midfield maestro whose passing ability has been a league above the competition. But Kroos' impact wasn't confined to the pitch. He exceeded the traditional image of a footballer, becoming a social media phenomenon known for his dry wit and self-deprecating humor. His post-match interviews are a masterclass in deadpan delivery, a refreshing contrast to the usual cliched responses. This reliability has endeared him to fans beyond the traditional footballing demographic. He's a footballer who understands the game inside and out, yet doesn't take himself too seriously, a quality that has garnered him a loyal following. As Toni Kroos walks away from the game, a void is left. Replacing his tactical mind, pinpoint passing and leadership will be a monumental task for any club, but his legacy will live on, not just in the overflowing trophy cabinet, but in the way he redefined the role of a midfielder and inspired a generation to appreciate the artistry of the simple yet devastating pass. The silent ace may have bowed out, but the symphony of his success will continue to resonate for years to come. His influence will be felt on training grounds around the world as young players strive to emulate his composure, vision, and understanding of the beautiful game. The legacy of Toni Kroos isn't just about trophies, it's about a revolution, a reimagining of the role of a midfielder, and a testament to the fact that footballing genius comes in different forms. Sometimes the quietest players make the biggest noise. If you're inspired by the enduring legacy of Toni Kroos, be sure to like and subscribe for more content celebrating the icons and unforgettable moments of football history.